beats by Dallas, make it hurt.
It's time. It's time. A few minutes late. When you see the smoke, you know what time it is. It's time. What's going on, everybody? What is going on today? How y'all feeling on this Saturday afternoon? Just a little bit past my time, but I'll explain why in just a second. But what's going on? Welcome to the one and only. This is the Big Time Show that is being seen and heard live right now on Facebook, on the Big Time Show page, as well as my personal page. It's being seen and heard live now on my YouTube page, on Twitch, and on Twitter as well. As you can see, if those that don't follow me by Twitter, it just passed by on the ticker there. My handle on Twitter or X, whatever one you want to call it, is at Big Time Lou, L-O-U. You'll see it on the screen there in just a second. You'll see it there if you want to follow me there. And you all too, because I put stuff on the Twitter page that I don't necessarily put on my Facebook pages or anything else. What's going on, y'all? Are y'all excited today? We're getting closer and closer to football. I believe this is the last weekend where we won't have any football. The preseason starts up. We're getting ready for the show. The show is getting ready to begin. So we're getting excited. College football is around the corner. Most of you are already, in college football mode because you already got the EA Sports college football game, and it feel like real football to me. So I know you guys are already gearing up for it, and I wish today again that I could talk football, even though training camp has begun. But we all know we got other issues, or at least in my mind, issues that are still going on where we can't necessarily just strictly talk about football. We got too much stuff that is distracting, that is, has a cloud over our franchise right now, and whether there would be contract extensions or not, it's still a cloud. So because it's a cloud, guess what? You got to talk about it. And, I hate to be repetitive. I hate to be, saying the same things over and over again. But it seems like to me as the weeks keep going by, the Cowboys in one way or the other keep feeding me podcast material that just keeps adding to this long chapter of the off-season program. Now, I've been a Cowboy fan for a long time, since 1977, and I honestly cannot remember an off-season where I personally am so disappointed. I can't remember one. I'm not really talking about free agents, because we all know we don't do free agents. We know that. So I'm not disappointed on that end. It would shock me if the Cowboys would go out and, go get somebody like a Derrick Henry or something like that. That would shock me. Because I know how Cowboys, kind of run. I mean, they done shown us for years. So that doesn't disappoint me. What is disappointing me is that they going, they're not doing what they initially said years and years ago. They love to draft their players. We heard that. And then they like to pay their players. We've heard that for years. We want to pay our guys. Y'all have heard that so many years. We like our guys. So we don't mind. We don't want to give contracts to outsiders. We want to give contracts to our guys. Well, this offseason so far has proven that somebody's lying. No, I'm sorry. Because they have done, again, it is, I've been saying it since April. And from April until now, they have done absolutely nothing with their guys. They have not done it. They haven't done anything. It's just limbo. And the sad part about it is that you keep hearing Jerry say over and over again, I'm going to wait until the tea leaves fall. I'm going to wait and see how the tea leaves fall. Y'all heard that? I want to see what the tea leaves going to do. Well, the tea leaves just keep falling. And let me speak to everybody before I get on my rant. I already done started. The tea leaves. Just in case I forget, somebody remind me or pick back up on the tea leaves. Lee Harrison, I'm sorry. What's up? Shane, happy birthday. Shane Odom, my brother, happy birthday. Happy birthday, man. I appreciate you hanging with me for your birthday for a little while. Wyatt Smith, how you doing? Moki, how you doing? Supersonic Royale, what's going on? Joe, how you doing, sir? Marcus, how you doing? Hold on to people that done spoke to me, so what's going on? The tea leaves. That's what Jerry said. He want to see how the tea leaves fall. Is anybody going to admit now? Now, let me preface this before I go any further. If it is indeed, the Cowboys will not say this, but just because they don't say it does not mean that their mind is already made up. They just not going to be blatant and just tell the media or the players, they're not going to come out and say what they not going to do. What I'm saying is that unless the Cowboys have already made up their mind, we're not paying CD, we're not paying Dak. I ain't really worried about Parsons. It really ain't time for him. That's just something the media act like we just had to do this year. Michael Parsons can wait till next year. He can. He'll be eligible really to go after it, even though he'll still be on his last year deal. But it's not a necessity that he gets paid right now. It's just not. Now he could change that by holding out and forcing the hand and see how much the Cowboys want to play hardball. But Michael's really not going to do that right now. So it's really not about that. The Cowboys could have done something, but Jerry wanted to see how the tea leaves fell. Y'all heard that. Well, just because, sometimes you pay the price for trying to be the smartest guy in the room. And I really believe that Jerry Jones has messed up this time. Now, unless, again, I say, unless their mind is made up and saying we're not going to pay anybody, then you keep business like it is. And hey, if that's what the company decision is, then hey, it is what it is, and you keep moving. Huh? It is what it is. You know, hey, Meatrice, Coach Marv in the building. What's going on? But you wanted to see where the tea leaves fell. Well, the tea leaves have all fallen now. It's all done. It's all the leaves of this year have all fallen. It is what it is. What could have been done, they didn't do, and the tea leaves done fell not in their favor. Because as we all know by now, and see some of you Dallas Cowboy fans, but at the same time who are haters or I ain't gonna say that. Some of you are haters of Dak Prescott. And then some of you are just tired of the 8 years and you say it's just time to move on. That does not necessarily make you a hater. It just means that you've seen enough. It's time to do something, and I respect that. But a lot of people just Dak haters, didn't like him because he took Tony Romo's position, and they've been haters of him ever since. But if that's what the position is, that we're not, just a little bit too rich. If that's the position, then fine. It's an organization decision. Cool. But I don't believe that that's really the company position. I really believe that the Dallas Cowboys do want to sign Dak Prescott to a long-term extension. I believe that, but I think that they underestimated this new regime of general managers that do not go off production. They go off potential. I'll come back to that in a second. Because that's what we done seen. You understand what I'm saying? That's the age. I mean, that's the age of the quarterback position that we're in, and Dallas ain't playing by the rules. Dallas want to say, I want to win some playoff games. That's what Jerry said. I want to win some playoff games. Every other organization is paying their guys off of potential. For instance, the sports world, as you all know by now. See, that's why I keep telling y'all can't tell me about Dak and what he didn't do in the playoffs. And y'all don't want to hear what I have to say about. You got to factor in it all, regular season, playoff. Y'all, all of our criteria is gone, all of it, because the Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers once again have changed the goalposts. Miami Dolphins signed Tua Tagovailoa, a 4-year, $212.4 million contract extension with $167 million guaranteed, which made it, of course, the largest contract in Miami Dolphins history. Tua, who we all know is not better than Dak Prescott. We all know that. So let's stop. Tua, who everybody was just wondering just a year and a half ago, should the man retire because of concussions? Folks were worried about him and his life. That's where we were with Tua just about a year and a half ago. Obviously has not played but a few years and he's been hurt more than he has played. He is what you call, in my view, maybe not your view, I think he's a very accurate quarterback when he can sit and look pretty and throw the ball to us, is an anticipation type thrower. You can win with Tua. I give him credit. I like Tua. I liked him in college. I liked him in Miami. and he's in a perfect system. Ball comes out quick, loaded with fast wide receivers, has a good running game. Miami can win. Just got to tighten up the defense. The offense is not the problem there. They can win. I like that. But Tua just got 4 year, $212.4 million. Now, what that did not really, it affected Dak, but not the way that a lot of people did, because he was not the highest paid quarterback after the contract. Now, only thing out of his contract is it gives you somewhat of I guess a standard, a little bit of what the Dak's contract will be, whether it's in Dallas or whether it be somewhere else, and that is the $167 million, because the 4 year average, it only averaged Tua, I think, to get $53 million a year, which of course is not the highest paid, but it makes him the third highest paid, right behind Burrow and Lawrence at the time. Okay, and Tua. Now, to me, all that did for Dak, if we're going with Dak, is simple. If Tua is there and he's third, that is the starting point for Dak's negotiation. Well, certainly, Dak Prescott is better than Tua. Ain't no doubt about that. It's not even a thought. Everybody know that. But he's not the highest paid. So in other words, Tua's contract was huge, but it did not it did not reset the market. So really, other than the guaranteed money part, that's the part that you need to look at from there, from me, at least from my vantage point. At $167 million guaranteed, that's the starting point for talking. But then something else happened. Then something else happened. The very same day, Jordan Love, who marched into Dallas, and their team as a whole stomped a mud hole into the Dallas Cowboys in the last playoff game. That's the game that we our last game. Carried his team to the NFC Championship game, where they lost, of course. But he got them there. In his first year of starting, he only got 1 year. 1 year of starting. 1 year. Let me say it one more time. Jordan Love, in 1 year, is now the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He agreed to a 4 year, $220 million. Tua got $212. Then Jordan Love the same day got $220. 4 year contract, $75 million signing bonus, and $155 million in guarantees. So that's why I said that's the starting point for Dak, because Tua's guaranteed $167 million guaranteed is higher than Jordan Love's $155 million. So where's the difference in that? The thing that I did not see, and maybe you guys can help me out because I didn't see it, is the signing bonus that Tua got. I don't know what was his signing bonus, but Jordan Love got $75 million. That means that when he signed his name on the contract, he got a $75 million check in his hand or direct deposit into his account. This is why I'm saying all your standards and my standards are different. I guess it's all depending on where you are as far as what is your criteria for extending or signing a quarterback to a big contract. Because I'm gonna say it again. 1 year. That's all he got. He's been on with the Packers for 3-4 years, but he only got 1 year of being a starter, and they made him the highest paid quarterback in the league. Excuse me, in the history of the NFL. Jordan Love, 1 year starting, is now the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. So now the standard is that all you got to do is have one good year. Obviously. One good year. It's the same thing that Jalen Hurts had. Jalen Hurts has been a starter, I think, for 3 years or 2 years. He had one good year. One good year. All you little Philadelphia Eagle fans in here, one good year. Because you most certainly can't say you had a good year last year. Now when y'all lost 6 out of 7, and the last of y'all want to talk about that. One good year. One good year. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had one good year. What happened? $51 million a year. Got a super chat here. B Bird says if you give up front money, then you can spread it out over the length of the contract. On the cap here, the Jones don't want to pay up front cash. Exactly. We're gonna get into that in just a second. And B Bird was talking about signing bonuses. That's what you can do when you want to manipulate the salary cap. So one good year. Jalen Hurts had one good year. When he first came in and started those 8-9 games, he was average. He just running the ball. He ain't done nothing. And he had the one super year. One good year. One. And they paid him like he been doing it forever. And then he came back after he got paid and had a horrible year last year. One good year. That ain't my business because I ain't no Philadelphia Eagle fan. I knew Jalen wasn't that dude. I knew it all the time. He wasn't that dude at Alabama. Even though I like the way he played, I love Jalen Hurts as a player. I do. Even though he in Philadelphia, I love the heart that he has, but he does not translate to being a real dynamic pocket quarterback. He's not that. He's a grinder, and grinding does work. It works. But the Philadelphia Eagles entrusted in him, gave him all the money. $51 million at the time, which is one of the highest in the league, off 1 year. So seeing Jordan Love get his off 1 year ain't no surprise to me. Ladies and gentlemen, what did that do for Dak? And let me preface this again. This is whether it's in Dallas or whether it's somewhere else. See, the tea leaves, as Jerry like to say. You didn't count that the Packers were gonna do this, not on this level. You didn't anticipate that. You didn't anticipate it. You didn't anticipate at the end of the season. You did not anticipate that when we got to July the 27th of this year, this nobody would have said that Jordan Love would be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL's history. Nobody would have admitted that. You might have said somebody else. See, we were going crazy over Trevor Lawrence this week. Man, we ain't thinking about Trevor Lawrence no more. Look, his contract ain't nothing to me no more. And he was tied with Burrow as the highest paid quarterback in the league. I ain't even talking about that no more. Forget him. We were talking about Goff getting paid. Man, I ain't thinking about Goff. Goff getting 53 or 54, whatever he get. Got another super chat here. He says the Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in the world, but we are 32nd in cash spending since 2021 and have the lowest paid head coach in the NFL. See, all of these are problems B. Bird is saying. All of these are problems. See what I'm saying? That's the truth. Man, that's not an innuendo B. Bird came up with. That's not a theory. That is the truth. I like it. But look, we were talking about golf. We were talking about Trevor Lawrence. We were talking about all these guys. We ain't thinking about them no more. Our new standard this week, it changed every once or 2 weeks. We got a new standard now, and it ain't but one person, Jordan Love. See, I ain't got nothing to do with the Packers. If the Packers believe this dude is that type of guy, then, hey, that's on them. It's on them. I think he's good. To be honest with you, I think he's good. Just based off what I've seen, let me put it this way. I don't think there's going to be a gigantic drop-off. Let me put it that way. Jordan Love is not going to be a super drop-off. So I'm not going to go against a young kid like that. I think the kid is only going to grow. If he did that in his first year, don't necessarily mean he's going to do it the next year, but I don't think it's going to be a gigantic drop-off. So if the Packers think he's that guy, it is what it is. I'm almost scared. Now, let me tell y'all this, because it's 1 year now. See, that's the new standard now. That's the new standard. 1 year. And I saw Coach Marv's comments there earlier talking about how strapped for cash we are. That's a true statement as well. I ain't got no problem with that. But they can get the contracts done. Oh, they can get it done. They can get it done. They can. It just ain't doing it. Which is what I'm about to go into now. See, things could be different, y'all. They could. See, sometime in life, let me tell y'all this. I need all y'all to like I need all y'all to push the like. Don't leave me yet. Don't leave yet. Once I say this, you can stay or leave. This for the like to chat in a second here. Eastside, I won't bring up your quarterback because he ain't worth conversation because he ain't got no contract extension. And he did have 1 year because that's all he played, son. See, you be trying to talk and all he played, he just did his rookie year. So that's all he got is 1 year. He ain't worth the conversation. That's why you need to be quiet. We talking stuff here. You just like what TLC said in their song, the one that's on the passenger side trying to holler at me. Just be quiet. You ain't in the conversation. You understand? You're not in the conversation. It ain't time to talk about your quarterback yet. See what I'm saying? So we ain't talking about yours. We talking about guys who got paid, just got contract extensions. So that eliminates your guy automatically because you ain't got no contract extension. And he did play 1 year, so we forget all that. Let me tell y'all this, y'all. Let me tell y'all this. And I don't care what y'all say. I really don't. I done seen it, and so I believe in it. This is what I'm saying. See, sometimes when people don't want to do you right, or won't put the foot on the pedal, then it's up to you as an individual to force the issue. Y'all understand what I'm saying on that? And see, this is where, even though I'm cheering for Dak, I'm cheering for Dak. As far as him getting his money, I'm cheering for Dak. And he's going to get it, like I said before. He's going to get it, whether it's with Dallas this year or if he goes straight out free agency. Guess what? Some team is going to be, look, he will be the number one free agent next year if he makes it there. He will be the number one free agent on the board. And there will be teams that will go ahead and give it to him. They're going to give him, he going to make Jordan Love contract look like chump change if he gets the free agency. And after the NFL gets their money from the year as far as like last year when the salary cap went up because they made so much money from gambling. They made so much money from the streaming network and all that. Once they factor that money in and the salary cap goes up again, Dak Prescott next year, y'all talking about $60 million. Good Lord. If Dak Prescott very well next year, if he makes it to next year as a free agent, he very well could be getting between $62 and $65 million next year. Book it. Book it. Book it. I don't care what team you come up with, and there's going to be some teams that will be knocking at the door. I guarantee you, it's little money. Well, I ain't going to say little money because with Jordan Love, God bless him. Hey, his family taken care of the rest of his life. Of course, if he do his money right, I'm here to tell you right now. I'm telling you, because there will be a bidding war. It's going to be more than one team that's going to want Dak Prescott as their quarterback. And the bidding war will begin, and Dak Prescott will get between, mark it down, 62 if he goes to free agency. I'm telling you now, it's between 62 and $65 million a year. It will happen. Yeah. Since everybody getting overpaid, I heard a lot of y'all comments because I'm in the groups with a whole lot of y'all. I just don't say nothing. I heard y'all say Tua got overpaid, and then I saw some of y'all say that Jordan Love got overpaid. Well, what the world you think they're going to do with Dak Prescott then? Underpay? Hello. If they overpaid for them, guess what they're going to do with Dak Prescott? They're going to overpay. Now, if Dak Prescott, and this is where y'all might get a little mad at me. See, this is where that old saying that goes like this, nice guys finish last, which is in contradiction. Y'all know I'm a pastor or assistant pastor, which is in contradiction of scriptures. Scriptures say the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Well, I don't like that right now. I'm gonna tell y'all why, because it goes back to what I said weeks and weeks ago. I don't like Dak Prescott right now. I don't. Hey Craig, how you doing, sir? I don't like that right now. I don't. Because he too goddamn corporate to me. He too nice. Yeah. See, sometimes you got to go in and take the situation into your hand. Once you see how people are going to treat you per se or how they respond, because you want to be paid. Dak wants to be paid. It ain't no question about that. I know with the lie he said, hey, I don't play for money and all that. That's a lie. You want to be paid for your service according to what you think you've done. So that's a lie, especially when you're seeing your peers getting paid in this type of fashion, and you know good and well that Jordan Love has only had 1 year start. 1 year. And this is what he got paid. Now he's the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL of 1 year. And you know you done way more than he has consistently. And then you get Tua, who ain't done nothing. And he got paid that. But here's the difference between Dak and those two. Jordan Love, if y'all watch football, and you've been watching, and all you gotta do is watch. If you watch ESPN, Tua, the Dolphins started training camp, but guess what? Tua didn't practice. Tua didn't even go out there on the field. It was his decision that he said he was not going to practice because he was in a contract dispute, if you want to call it that. Tua didn't go to practice. The Packers opened up training camp. Everybody else in helmet and shorts. Jordan Love got a backpack on. Ain't got no helmet on. In tennis shoes, not in cleats. He made a decision. I ain't going out there until I get my extension. And Jordan Love still in his rookie contract. Jordan Love went out there on the practice field with tennis shoes on, polo underwear on, polo socks on, a schoolboy backpack, and a jug of drink in his hand, and taking pictures, waving at everybody, waving at the fans. Jordan Love said, I ain't going out there. Don't hike me to football. Jordan Love said, I'm not touching the football until y'all give me my money. I know I got a contract. I know I'm still in my rookie deal. I'm in my last year, but I'm in my last year. I'm not about to go out there. I'm not doing it until y'all pay me. Dak Prescott, on the other hand, was there the first one in the door when training camp opened. Forget training camp, OTAs. When OTAs, volunteer training, they already right there. Already there. Somebody said, what was that? You said, did you see them paying that? Oh, you asking me the question. I don't know. I go by what it is. Right now, no. They ain't done nothing. They scared. Dak Prescott, unlike Jordan Love and Tua, Dak Prescott was there front and center. Day one, all that kind of stuff. Day one was there, and here come training camp, and then he's getting paid the money for this year. I ready to play. I love the guys. Jordan love his guys too. But he ain't practicing till he get his money. Tua ain't in no position like these guys. But he just saying, look, hey man, I ain't going out there till I get mine. Dak Prescott, they're the first one in the door, last one to leave. You ain't putting no pressure on the organization. Everybody else doing it. Your teammate CD ain't trying to show up. CD, so in California, CD in Texas. He ain't trying to get on no airplane, knowing you supposed to get on it. I ain't coming until you pay me. Dak Prescott, on the other hand, I'll be there. I'm there. I'm the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm the leader. I'm the leader. Jordan Love is the leader of the Packers. Jordan Love said, I ain't showing up. Hello. See, Dak has, as everybody says, he has all the leverage as far as stuff goes, but he ain't using the biggest card that he got. And that is, don't show up. If he don't show up, don't y'all think the pedal would be pressed by Dallas, by Jerry, Steven, whoever you want to do it? He ain't put no pressure. He too nice. All this other folks doing it this way. He's still doing it the corporate way. And he getting the last man on the totem pole results. I don't like that. He too nice. He could have been done forced the issue. He could have been forced the issue. If training camp would have opened and Dak Prescott was not there the same way Zach Martin did last year, the same way CeeDee Lamb is doing this year, I guarantee you the Cowboys would have moved. If Dak Prescott would have shown up for OTAs front and center, the Cowboys would have said, oh my God, what is this? We ain't used to this. We ain't used to this with Dak. We're not used to this. He must be real upset and serious. We got to do something. Same way they did it with Zach Martin last year. The same way. See, the ones that have forced the issue, they got paid. Need I remind y'all of DeMarcus Lawrence? They wanted him to have this. They wanted him to go ahead and, his shoulder was messed up. DeMarcus Lawrence say, "Well, I ain't getting nothing fixed till I get a contract." What happened? Marcus Lawrence got paid. Zeke flat out told him, "I'm in Cabo. I ain't coming back till I get paid." What happened? Zeke got paid. See, I'm not making nothing up. It's the truth. What happened? Zach Martin around this time last year, they knew they couldn't do nothing without Zach Martin on that offensive line. And they weren't going to try to figure out how long we can go without him. We're going to go ahead and pay him. That's what they did just last year. Zach Martin poked his lip out. Huh? Zach Martin, I ain't worried about them James not letting them go. I'm talking about pressing the issue. See, they may not be letting them go. When you gonna pay them? They leaning too much on like, hey, Dak want to be a Cowboy. Oh, okay. You gotta keep in mind, Dak also keep James, keep this in mind here, that the Dallas Cowboys have franchised them twice. So they already done treated them wrong as far as I'm concerned. You don't let your quarterback play on no franchise tag. They did it to him twice. Come on now. And it does matter. Everybody else have done it. But when you already the front and center in the game for the sake of your teammates and for the sake of your guys and all that, and for the sake of your leader, and you don't want your little image to be depressed. Guess what? They ain't gonna put no urgency on you. That's what happened with Jordan Love. That's what happened with Tua. That's what even happened with Zach Martin right on this same team last year. When they put the urgency on Jerry and say, look, if you're not going to pay me what I know I deserve, I'm not coming. And we all know that if Dak Prescott played that card, I guarantee you within the week, Dak Prescott, if they really see, you'll find out all you need to know if he holds out. You'll find out, number one, if they really not gonna pay him, because they'll be really saying, look, he's under contract. We'll be in talks and all that type of stuff, but we can't be bullied into doing that. That's what Zach Martin did. They said that same thing last year about Zach Martin. Well, he's under contract, so he has to play. Why they said they went and got on their phone quick, because they knew they could not do anything without Zach Martin on their line. Well, the same thing applies. You give them the thought of Dak Prescott not being there, and let's see how they respond. Because certainly going into the season with Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, y'all might get y'all wish for those that want to blow it up. You're not winning 12 games. You may not win 10. You very well might be getting 7 to 8 wins, which means finally you can draft it in the top 15, which is what a lot of y'all want in the first place. You go into the season with Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, and you're not going to win that amount of games. I don't care what you got. Especially y'all, which is another whole topic within itself. See, y'all quiet now, but see, I know y'all saw the video of Trey Lance in shorts and t-shirt with really no pass rush and saw how horrible he was throwing the football. I know y'all saw that, but that's another whole discussion within itself. For those that just dying to get Trey Lance out there, I know you saw it. I know you did. I know how you heard everybody say he looks like a third-string quarterback. I know y'all heard it, but I digress. I ain't talking about that today. I ain't even talking about that. Sometimes, James, and I like your comments, and I know his value too, but sometimes you got to show your value. See, that's what Zach Martin did last year. That's what CeeDee Lamb is doing presently by not showing up. So even though he hadn't got paid, I guarantee you, they're trying. They're gonna have to do something because they know they can't go start no week one without CeeDee Lamb on their field. They know that. They know good, and especially they know that if Dak Prescott would play this card, like I'm saying, I guarantee you, whatever priority they had, the priorities would change immediately. The priorities would change immediately. Dak Prescott will move front and center to the line of who gonna get paid. Why? Because he's not there, and they know they can't do nothing without Dak Prescott. They know that. Defense ain't that great. The defense ain't that great. Not that you can go and talk about I want a mediocre quarterback. No, our defense ain't that great. Our running game ain't that strong. Well, you can go like that. No. Dak Prescott being so goddamn nice. And y'all hear the interview? I wish I had the video. I should have put it here. Did y'all hear Dak Prescott? It just show you what I'm talking about. Just a couple days ago, they was talking about it. And you finally heard Dak cross over, finally. But before he said what he said, he was talking about, y'all saw the interview where he said, hey, other great quarterbacks have finished in other different uniforms. But before he said this. He said, I hate to say this. I hate to. Why you hate to say it? He had to look at the PR person that was beside and say, he had to think about it before he finally let it go. See, that's the problem right there. CeeDee Lamb ain't thinking. CeeDee Lamb ain't saying, I ain't got to say nothing. I'm just not going to show up. That's all the talking I need to do. I'm just not going to show up. You ain't got to wonder. I know all y'all on the plane together flying to California. Look and see if I'm there. There'll be one seat empty. I'm not there. That's all the talking I need to do. Zach Martin last year, I'm not there. That's all I need to say. It speaks louder than words. Dak Prescott almost hurt him to say. It almost hurt him to say, I hate to say this. And then he went into what he said about, I want to be here. And then he said, but that's not my decision. Y'all heard that when he said that? He said there have been great quarterbacks who have finished up in different uniforms. But he said, I hate to say this. Man, stop hating to say stuff. Too nice to me, man. I'm sorry. And I saw Tua and Jordan Love force the issue. That's what they did. And I guarantee you, if Jordan Love or Tua would have been on the field at the start of training camp, we wouldn't have heard about no extensions today because, see, as long as you're towing the company line, as long as you're a corporate guy, as long as you're doing all the quote-unquote right things, then the company is not in a rush to take care of those. It has been proven that when Dallas Cowboys players poke their lip out, they get paid. They get paid. That is the truth. B. Bird said Jones have disrespected Dak in every negotiation. Yeah, they have. So since they've done that and they had you on 2 franchise tags, and so you had to play on 2 franchise tags, and then because they didn't want to pay you then, they obviously had you on franchise tags. But guess what? Okay, they done all that to you. Hello, it's time for you to flip the script. It's time for you to flip the script, Dak. Stop being so nice. Force the issue. Force the issue. That's if, let me preface this. That's if Dak wants to stay in Dallas. See, we won't know that. That's if Dak really wants to stay here. If Dak don't want to stay here, keep it the same. Do what you do. Do what you do. If you see, only Dak knows that, and maybe his agent, maybe. Only Dak really knows if his mind is already made up on what he really want to do. See, here's the other factor. A player just about in any sport, okay? A player in any sport wishes to be in the position that Dak Prescott is in. And that position is a unrestricted free agent. You can't franchise them. You can't trade them. You can sign anywhere you want to go. And that is a goal of every player in any sport. That's why the contracts in basketball are shorter. They changed all that. That's why the guys get these big bags, 2-year deals, 3-year deals, stuff like that. That's why LeBron James can play only 2 years, then get another gigantic bag after 2 years, because they want a bite at the apple, a bigger bite at the apple, and that works in basketball. The NFL players are slowly but surely trying to get that way. It used to be the deal like Mahomes got, 8, 9, 10-year deal. No, these guys don't want to sign that long. They want another bite at the apple after at least 3 years, 3 years or 4 years, especially when they're young. Dak Prescott is only 30 years old, 30 or 31. Unless he plans on retiring early, he's probably at 34, 35 years old, is going to get another big bite at the apple. Again. And like I said, that's the other factor. See, Dak ain't gonna never come out and tell us or tell the world, look, I really want to be an unrestricted free agent. What does that mean? That means I don't want to be in Dallas. That means I want to test the market out. He ain't gonna never say that. But you know good and well that's a nice thing to be in position in. You know that. You know it is. And Dak may want that position. So if that is the case, then everything that we're seeing now would make perfect sense. There's a goal in mind. There's a goal in mind. So that's why I'm saying, I ain't gonna pretend like I know. I don't know. I'm just going by what Jerry said, and Steven, most importantly, at the press conference. It was Steven who let the cat out of the bag and say, hey, we're in talks. We've had good talks with the representatives of the players. I mean, of course, they're talking to the agents. That's what they said. So they're trying to climb the ladder. He said it takes time. Okay, it takes time. All right. But even with it taking time, the negotiation just changed. It had to. Jordan Love just became the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. Even whatever you were talking about before, it just changed when Jordan Love signed his contract. So now we got to go back to the table again. That's called the tea leaves, as Jerry Jones said, didn't fall your way. See the talks, and the longer that you wait, it just keep going higher and higher. And then now it's reached to a point that the Cowboys probably just don't want to pay. Seriously. You know how cheap they are. They really don't want to pay this. Then had to come back and pay Lamb, or vice versa. Pay Lamb and then had to pay Dak. They don't want to do this type of money. You heard Jerris on the backside complaining about, y'all remember this when he said this at the press conference? He said, well, if you're paying Dak and CD and Lamb, you're just about paying 80% of your roster. Those three cover 80% of your roster. What you crying for? See, he back was trying to complain now. Yeah. That's the price of having great players on your team. Or all pro players. Yeah, that's how much it costs. Yeah. And don't say it can't happen, because See, your counterparts in Philadelphia, for some reason, have figured it out. Jalen Hurts, $51 million. I thought you couldn't get paid nobody else when you pay your quarterback. Jalen Hurts, $51 million. A.J. Brown, $29 million. Devontae Smith, over $20 million. Dallas Goedert, the tight end, in the top 6 of tight ends getting paid. We ain't talking about the defense and some of their defensive players. So, yeah, it can be done. You just don't know how to do it. Maybe it's because you don't know what you're doing. Because it's being done everywhere else. I ain't got to do it look at Philadelphia. I ain't got to look nowhere else. Philadelphia, your narrative is, Jerry, that you can't pay nobody else when you pay your quarterback. Well, Philadelphia did. And they got Saquon. They got Saquon, 2 top-notch receivers, a tight end, and a quarterback, and then unpaid Saquon over $10 million. You can't tell me you can't do it. You just got to know how to do it. I'm not sure the Cowboys know how to do it. So they freezing up over playing one guy. They dang near having a heart attack. Have to pay 2 guys. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Philadelphia is paying Jalen Hurts like he's the man, $51 million. A.J. Brown is a top wide receiver in the league, being paid like it. Devontae Smith is getting paid over $20 million. They got over right at $50 million just in 2 receivers. Then you got Saquon. That's $10 million. I ain't got to their offensive line. I ain't got to their defense yet. So you can't tell me. You can't tell me it can't be done because everybody got the same salary cap. And yet, Philadelphia has signed their core players. You cannot tell me it cannot be done. Jalen Hurts got guaranteed money. Jalen Hurts got a big signing bonus. A.J. Brown got guaranteed money. A.J. Brown got a signing bonus. Devontae Smith got a signing bonus. He got the guaranteed money. Saquon got guaranteed money. Stop it. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me you can't do it. So I don't even want to hear it. You just got to know how to do it. And I'm telling y'all that the tea leaves are fail, and Jerry Jones are looking worse and worse and worse. Watch this. Even if they pay that, they still waited too late. Because it could have been taken care of a while back before it got to this point. You could have signed Dak a long time ago. If that's what you knew you were going to do. If that's what you knew you were going to do. Huh? If you knew that you were going to pay Dak, you should have paid Dak a long time ago, before Goff got his money, before Trevor Lawrence got his money, before Tua got his, and before Jordan Love got his. You knew if you knew you were gonna pay him, you should have done it a while ago. Cause by not doing that, you ain't done nothing but run the price tag up. Y'all know the price tag done went up for Dak. Dak Prescott right now. Cause you know he know about it. You know he got his phone. You know he got the notifications just like you got the notifications on your phone about Jordan Love and his contract. He saw Tua's contract. I guarantee you, Dak Prescott smiled. B. Bird says this, and this is another whole conversation by itself. B. Bird says, if I'm Dak, no contract this year, I'm gone in 2025. And you know what? That is fair. Because, see, you got to do an inventory on how you were treated in your 8 years, whatever. And you getting paid $40 million at the time was a big one. That's included in there. But you also have to include in that they allowed you to play on 2 franchise tags. So why would you let your quarterback be on a franchise tag? Oh, reason why is if you don't believe in him, you will keep him on a franchise tag. See, if you believe your having your quarterback when it's a good one, your quarterbacks don't never make it to the franchise tag. That's just the truth. Unless you Kirk Cousins. I mean, and Kirk was Kirk been on a proven year, every year for the last 5-6 years. That's just how he been. And Kirk don't mind. Kirk will take that 1-year deal and get paid like crazy. And he took it like that because he knew if he signed a contract, he knew he wasn't going to get the money that he was getting. Nobody has worked the system better than Kirk Cousins as far as getting paid. Kirk Cousins made a whole lot of money that he would not have if he would sign an extension anywhere. He's gotten more out of it. The best thing that happened to him was that he remained healthy until last year. Kirk Cousins has benefited. Dano says Dak was offered a contract. When that happened? I ain't heard that. And I'm a cowboy. I call myself a cowboy content creator. Where you get that information from? I'm not saying it's not true. I just want to know where you got it from because I ain't heard that. Dak was offered a contract and turned it down. Dak wanted more than Goff, and Goff was a better quarterback. Well, that's debatable, Dano. You say Goff is better, that's just a matter of interpretation. So, that's just a matter of interpretation. There are many that will say that Dak is better than Goff. There are many. There are many that say that. I don't know where you hear that he was offered a contract. I don't know. All I'm saying is sometimes you gotta change it up a little bit. People think they know you. If I'm Dak, I understand. I understand, B Bird, and a lot of people share that same sentiment. What you just said, that he said if I'm Dak Prescott, he said if I'm not taking no contract, I'm gone. That's understandable to me. To me. The Cowboys, Jared very well may have been, Jared might have said, y'all, we ain't gonna know it. But the only person that know this is Jared and Steven. You know what I'm getting ready to say? I'm just saying the Cowboys very well may be saying, I'm gonna keep 2 of this. The plan may be because the Cowboys do. One thing I believe that they definitely do is look beyond just this season. I believe they look at the next 2-3 seasons. They are aware already who's coming up and etc. The Cowboys may get the plan may be let Dak play this out and let him walk, and then franchise CD, and then pay Parsons. Very well could be the plan. It very well could be. If you're not gonna pay CD Lamb, because if you do the average of the wide receiver top 5 average, that obviously means you wouldn't be paying CD. If you pay him the franchise tag, you wouldn't be paying him $30 million on the franchise tag. It's the top 5 salary, and you average it out, and that's how you get your number for the franchise tag. It wouldn't be 32 million. So the way the Cowboys look at it, they don't mind using franchise tag. They may think they getting cheap and get another year out of CD and pay Parsons. It very well could be that. Seriously. Personally speaking, I hope that's not the case. But the decision probably should have been made. They will never come out and say, hey, we're not going to pay Dak Prescott. We're not. We're going to let him walk. They ain't finna come to the media and say that. But actions speak louder than words. It was Dak who said, once I get to this point here, I'm strictly talking about football. We'll cut off negotiations and all that type of stuff. Well, that might be very well what the Cowboys might want to do. They already know what the market is. They know what Jordan Love just got paid. They know what Dak is going, and they very well may come to Dak and say, "Hey, we want to send you this offer of $53 million a year," knowing that's not right. This is what we can offer you because we got to pay CD too. So this really all we can offer you, 53, 54 million, and we need this money to if we want to keep staying competitive, we need to keep the guys around you, this core value. So, all we can offer is 53, 52 million a year, Dak. We can pay you that, but we need money to pay CD. They could be saying something like that. They don't want to pay Dak Prescott, make him the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. They don't want to do that. You know that. And then they'll be counting on Dak, say, well, no, I can't accept that. That's exactly what they want to hear. So now we ain't got to negotiate with you no more. Because we already know if you hit the free agent market, your price tag gonna be a little bit too high for us. So I'm serious. All of this could very well be talked about. This could very well, and we got to start thinking about it. Now, if they pay Dak Prescott, I'll be the first to come on here and say, hey, all my shows, I just about need to erase them. I will come out and say that. But until he gets paid, this is where we are. And the price tag. I don't care if you don't like Dak Prescott or not. The price tag for Dak Prescott went right back up again yesterday. With the signings of Tua and Jordan Love, the price tag went up again. I don't care how y'all look at it. I don't care if you think Dak ain't this, and you don't think he top 10, you don't think he top 12, and then if you say he's sorry in the playoffs, I don't care. The price tag still went up. Trevor Lawrence ain't done nothing. He was the highest paid quarterback in the league a couple weeks ago. Trevor Lawrence ain't done nothing. Justin Herbert ain't never done nothing. Justin Herbert getting paid 53? Justin Herbert ain't done nothing. And some of y'all think Dak Prescott's supposed to get paid less than Justin Herbert. The price tag went up. And everybody know it. You know it too. Those of you that don't like Dak Prescott, you know it went up. You know it did. Now, do I think they gonna sign him? I don't think so. I don't. I don't. That's why I wish Dak would go ahead and force the issue. I wish he would. Because then that question would be answered rather quickly. Yeah. That question of mine would be answered rather quickly if he just went in and held out. He ain't gonna do it. I know Dak not. But if he did, we would get to answer that question rather quickly. We would. And I understand he corporate. I understand he built like that. I understand that really is his personality. I'm cool with that. I just don't like it. Because I've seen too many others get the job done. I'm serious. I've seen too many others get paid. I just saw Jordan Love do it. I just saw Tua do it. I just saw it. Y'all saw it. They refused to practice. They were there. They ain't had cleats on and had nothing on. They just said, we ain't coming out there till we get paid. And they got paid. I saw Zach Martin do the same thing last year. Zach Martin got paid. I'm just saying. Look. JD, my brother here got a long one here. As y'all can see, I know y'all can't see it all, but I read it. He says Lamb is getting paid. He's top 5. Parsons is top 5. They will get paid. I don't think Jordan Love helps Dak out. Oh, he helps Dak out. Maybe not with the Cowboys, but he helps Dak out. Make no mistake about that. Love has 1 year of sample size. That's what I said earlier. 1 year sample size has already done more than what Dak has done in 8 seasons. That don't necessarily mean Jordan Love gonna continue to do it. Can't just go off his stats, because stats can lie if you're not looking at what they are doing when it matters. Handcuffing yourself to a quarterback in his 30s still gives you the same outcome year after year. Giving him the richest deal ever means you are going to have Dak to carry, and Dak is a glorified bus driver who is a rhythm quarterback. I don't know what his market is. Yes, you do. Know what his market is. Whatever the quarterback market is, that's where he at. I don't know his quarterback market. I don't know what his market is, but I wouldn't make him the richest quarterback in the league. He hasn't proven it. Jordan Love ain't proven it either. Justin Herbert, who's getting paid the 4th highest, he ain't proven nothing either. Before Jordan Love signed his contract, Trevor Lawrence joined Joe Burrow as the highest paid quarterback in the history of the league. Trevor Lawrence ain't showed you nothing either, but they got it. That's why it ain't about what you've done. It's about the market. And the goalposts can't change just because now it's Dak's turn. See what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts had 1 good year. 1. Saw what he did last year. Nothing. But he got paid because that's what the market was. It ain't about. It's obviously not about what you've done, because the quarterbacks that are getting paid now hadn't done nothing. If you depend on what you categorize as nothing. But they right there at the top. Justin Herbert, just the last week, was the 3rd highest paid quarterback in history. What has Justin Herbert done? It ain't about upside and potential. See, the goalposts can't change from production, and then depending on who the quarterback is, it turns into an upside. And then, Jordan, like JD just said, Jordan Love has done more in 1 year than what Dak has done. Well, you don't pay a quarterback and make him the highest paid quarterback in the league just because of 1 year. You got to win the Super Bowl to do all that. But regardless of that, it really wasn't because of what he done. It's because the Green Bay Packers didn't have no other choice but to pay him. Just like the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't have a choice but to play Trevor Lawrence. It's about the value of the person. Now, if you don't have the value for that type of quarterback, then guess what? You'll let him walk. You'll let him play on franchise tag. But the Packers obviously feel like, okay, we already know this is our guy. We watched him behind Aaron Rodgers. Then when he finally got a chance to jump out the cage in 1 year, he had an outstanding year. We already know this is our guy. So they're figuring that this dude is going to be like this for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. So they're going off upside. Dallas Cowboy fans want to judge Dak off what he's done. So in other words, production. Miami just paid Tua off of upside. Justin Herbert obviously has gotten paid off upside because his show ain't production. Dak Prescott has to get judged off what has he done. And please don't say, well, he already had his one contract or all that type of stuff. And no, it's always been for him by production. What have you done in the playoff? That's what it always been about that. Ain't never been off upside. And to be honest with you, really couldn't be upside anyway. He's a fourth round quarterback who has exceeded. Y'all see, that's just the funny part. Y'all do realize that y'all look at Dak with first string number one pick expectations, and really he's a fourth round quarterback who's exceeded and gotten better every year to the point now where he's an all-pro quarterback. Everybody got to remember that. He's a fourth round pick who so turned out to be a very, very good quarterback. And every year, and his elevation don't do this. It goes up. It's no decline. He's going up. Now, his peak still may not be a Patrick Mahomes or a Joe Montana or nothing like that. But it ain't nowhere in the world you can't say the Dak Prescott career hadn't been going like this. It ain't going down. It's going up. Because you do have to figure in stats. You have to. That's called getting a total evaluation of the quarterback. You just can't pick playoffs. Just like I just can't pick regular season. Huh? Yeah, thank you, TA. See, y'all still find a way. Y'all say, just like she just said. She said, so if Dak plays in the Super Bowl, and this is hypothetical, if he just plays in the Super Bowl, that'll make him better than, because that's all Jalen Hurts did. He just played in the Super Bowl. Jordan Love didn't even make the Super Bowl. He just got to the NFC Championship game. See, y'all lowered the standards for everybody else. Y'all, half of y'all say that Justin Herbert is better than Dak, and I'm trying to figure out where. Where? And some of y'all really would say that Justin Herbert is way better than Dak. I seen it on the list. He's the fifth best quarterback. And I'm trying to figure out when does production come into play? When? Since y'all like to say what Dak hasn't done in the playoffs, shoot, at least he made the playoffs. What has Justin Herbert done? Justin Herbert ain't won a division. And he never will, because he played in the same division as Patrick Mahomes. But even in that, the Chargers ain't been no second in the division. They ain't been second. They be right at the bottom. They ain't won nothing. But yet, some of y'all really believe Justin Herbert is better than Dak. See, it ain't about production. See, sooner or later, every quarterback has to answer the question, just like y'all answered the question about Dak. Okay, y'all got to ask the same question about some of these guys that's been there for a little bit now. You got to ask, okay, what have you done? Oh, that's what y'all... See, Dak has had that on him ever since he took over Romo. See, that's the difference. Y'all didn't allow Dak to grow. And I'm not making excuses for him. Y'all just never did. Y'all always said, we ain't got the NFC Championship game. We ain't made the Super Bowl. I mean, those were the expectations. Y'all give grace to Josh Allen, grace to Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, all these guys. Y'all give grace to them. Y'all give them a little rope. Y'all say, well, he hadn't had nobody. That's a lie. Justin Herbert had Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, 2 All-Pros on the offensive line, Derwin James on defense, Bosa on the defense, Khalil Mack on defense. had a Ingram as a linebacker. Man, don't tell me nothing that Justin Herbert didn't have nobody. Mike Williams as the other wide receiver. Please, don't do that. Justin Herbert had folks. Didn't win nothing. I don't want to hear that. Y'all go crazy over Josh Allen because he makes some ESPN top 10 highlight plays, but y'all negate the fact that the man turned the ball over more than any quarterback in the last 2-3 years. Double digit. I ain't talking about no 10 interceptions. I'm talking about 15 interceptions. I ain't talking about how he fumbled the ball when he runs. He's a turnover machine. That's what he is. You want to say he's all this. He's all that. And I agree. He makes some big plays. He does. He has his moments. He does. But y'all forget. Y'all don't want to talk about all the turnovers. See, y'all went crazy when Dak had all them interceptions. He's the greatest turnover. Y'all ain't say nothing about Josh Allen. Nothing. I didn't even hear y'all say that. A lot of y'all say Jalen Hurts is better than Dak. It's amazing that I ain't hear nothing about Jalen Hurts, all them turnovers he had last year. When they lost the last 6 out of 7. When they had a surmounting lead in the NFC East. You know, nobody ain't saying nothing about that. Y'all ain't saying nothing about the collapse the Eagles had. If the Cowboys lost 6 out of 7, y'all would do what y'all do now. Blame everything on Dak. I'm trying to figure out why y'all figure Jalen Hurts better than Dak. I'm trying to figure that out. Oh, one good year. Oh, but JD, I want everybody to look at JD's comment. It's a long one. Look what he says. Here's the part here. Here's the part. See? And JD is my brother who knows football. Look what he says. What Herbert has done in the NFL so far, most passing yards in a quarterback's first 2 seasons, gave you the number. That means it's facts. Most touchdowns in the quarterback's first 2 seasons, those are facts. First quarterback to record 30 touchdown passes in each of his first 2 seasons. Most passing yards in the quarterback's first 3 seasons, you see the numbers. Most pass completions, game. Right, there you go. So what JD has done, AI or whatever, has done great for him. These are the rookies. That's good stuff. Look at all the numbers he got. Okay, watch this. He comes back again. JD says Herbert's rookie year, most passing touchdowns by a rookie, 31. Most touchdowns by a rookie, 36. Most 300-yard passing games by a rookie. Quarterback, right? Most completions, okay, 396. Most games with at least 3 touchdown passes by a rookie, okay. And then he says now he will improve even bigger with Harbaugh. Okay, all of that is true. There's no argument on the numbers and stats. But we all know when we throw up the numbers and stats of Dak Prescott, the narrative changes because they don't want to give him the credit for it. Because the first thing they'll say, what has he done in January? Hello. Okay. So it don't make no difference that Dak Prescott was the MVP runner-up. It don't make no difference that he led the league in touchdowns last year. It don't make no difference that Dak Prescott was a second-team All-Pro. There's only other one quarterback last year that was All-Pro, and that's Lamar Jackson. It don't make no difference about that because it all goes back to the playoffs. So if that's the standard, I ask again, what has Justin Herbert done? Because see, Dak Prescott, when we throw up Dak's numbers, they don't want to give credit to that. ESPN don't want to give him credit for what he's done. You don't hardly say. They say, well, he don't do nothing. He's January in the playoffs. See what I'm saying? So you can't come to me like that because you can't. If we're gonna have a standard, it's consistent for every quarterback. Every quarterback. Can't change it. Can't change it. Can't change it. Justin Herbert ain't been to the playoff but one time. With all those numbers that JD gave. Had players on his team. Ain't done nothing. See, we can't change it. We can't change it. Can't change it based off the narratives. You can't change it. It is either upside or it's production. And if you want to say it's both, then we'll go with both. But we can't change it to upside from one quarterback and then the other quarterback gets based off January. We can't do that. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right. JD says hurt players and bad coaching. That's a fact. Okay. I wish Dak Prescott got that same narrative. I wish Dak Prescott would get that excuse as well. Hurt players and bad coaching. I mean, how many makeshift lines did Dak Prescott have? Please tell me. How many makeshift lines did Dak Prescott have in the last 2 years? When we all know Tyron Smith can't stay healthy. We all know Zach Martin missed games. We all know Terrence Steele was not the same guy because he's still getting paid, trying to get past that ACL injury. TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman, Cheeto, Amago, whatever his name is, they all played last year. I wish Dak could get that same respect. I wish that. Since we gonna go with that, give Dak Prescott the same thing then. What you ought to be saying is with a makeshift line, Dak still produced 12 wins. Dak without a running game, because y'all say it now. Y'all say it. Dak Prescott didn't have a running game. So how in the world is the offense the number one offense in the league? Could it be that your quarterback did this? Since you say we ain't had a running game, how in the world you think the Cowboys still was number one in the league in scoring? Number one offense in the league. How? If you didn't have a running game and you had a makeshift line, how did it happen? See, that's when you have to give your quarterback credit, but nobody don't want to give him this credit, see. Huh? 12-5, 36 games in the last 3 years, it got to mean something. In order to get to January, you got to win in the regular season. He won his division. He ain't just played division opponents. Philadelphia played all the same division opponents. They went on a six game slide. We didn't. See, some of y'all just gotta go on and admit it. You don't want to admit it because you want to. And I'm not accusing JD. Because see, I know JD. Me and JD been hanging around last 4-5 years, so I ain't counting JD. He's saying that because he's trying to defend Herbert because he likes Herbert. I ain't got no problem with that. But I'm excusing JD. Some of y'all are trying to mask with your stats and all that. You that's your mask. But the real truth is when you take off the mask, you just don't like Dak Prescott. You just don't. And somewhere in that statement lies your real reasons why you don't like Dak Prescott. Because whether you want to admit it or not, the production has been there. You don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. The production has been there. The playoff wins has not been there on the level where we want to go. I give you that. But then again, some of you are so blinded by your dislike for Dak that you're automatically eliminating the obvious. Dak Prescott didn't is not the reason why Green Bay had 48 points in the third quarter. I mean, anybody, y'all blame Dak for the loss. I know he threw a pick six and another pick that led to a touchdown. Okay, that's 14 points. Where's the other 34 points come from? Since y'all want to blame Dak for that, I'll give you the pick six. That's 7 on the board. Where's the defense at? I heard all y'all say it was Dak's fault. Ain't nobody said nothing about the defense not playing worth a dime. I ain't heard none of y'all say that. Y'all automatically blame Dak. And if you really want to see something, because see, a lot of y'all going to say empty calorie yards and all that. Okay. I don't say it was empty calorie yards when the Cowboys got down big in these playoff games, like the Green Bay game from years ago, when Aaron Rodgers broke our heart. If y'all remember right, at halftime, it was 31-3. Y'all forgot about that, right? Was that Dak's fault that the defense allowed 31 points? Oh, okay. The last couple years, the 49er game in the playoffs, I will lean toward you a little bit on this, and that is that 19-12 was the final score. We were waiting on the play, and we never got it. Usually, a lot of the big games that, let's just call it like it is, a lot of quarterbacks make those, big plays, some kind of way lift the team up and all that type of stuff. We didn't get it. So I lean a little bit towards your way on that. But then there's also, when you go deeper, you got to go inside the game. Like this. When Tony Pollard broke his leg, why in the world did we stay in the shotgun in a 7-point game the rest of the way? Didn't even try to run the ball. Tony Pollard went out, broke his leg, and made us a one-dimensional team. Where in the world why did that happen? Why? Where's the play calling? Give completely up on the running game. No, nobody. No running nowhere. Can we see? So you just got to go past that. You got to go past that not making the play or whatever. You got to go in depth. Can we also go into the fact that Mike McCarthy went in and said, I am a guy ready to play? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how guys are in a camera shot by themselves, Green Bay receivers? Ain't no Dallas defender nowhere. Easy little pitch, backyard throwing stuff. Can we talk about that with Dan Quinn not having his defense ready, or he getting simply out-coached? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how Jordan Love looked like he'll bag up and take pictures before he finally threw the ball? No pressure nowhere. Want to go into zone coverage and all that, but y'all want to blame Dak for it. I'm just calling it like it is. Y'all ain't nobody want to call the defense accountable. It's all on Dak. Y'all want to talk about that. Y'all want to talk about it. Y'all want to blame Dak. But then when it comes to the other quarterbacks, y'all the same. Y'all want to give excuses. Y'all want to give a rope to them. Y'all want to do all that. I just, see, sooner or later, y'all got to say y'all don't like that. And I ain't got no problem. Don't have a problem with y'all. People, I got a problem with y'all saying Dak didn't do this, Dak didn't do that. But when it comes to the playoff game, Aaron Jones running on us like it was a scrimmage game. Where's the defense that stopped the run? Y'all forgot about that? Y'all forgot about that? Oh, okay. Y'all forgot about that. Oh, all right. Okay. That's Dak's fault that the defense can't stop the run. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. See, sooner or later, y'all just got to admit, whatever the reason why, you ain't got to share it, because you might show, some a different side of yourself. You just don't like Dak Prescott. See, it go a little bit deeper than what y'all trying to portray. It's a reason why y'all really despise that. Y'all ain't gonna never admit to it. But it ain't because of production. Because y'all hold other quarterbacks who haven't produced and treat them like they top 5. So you can't tell me it's about production. You can't tell me it's about January. And you got quarterbacks that don't even make it to January. No. Nope. All right, I'm done. Cause I feel myself about to go there. I can feel it. And I'm a whole. I just got out of a funeral today. And I had to help bury people, and support a family, and I'm still kind of level-headed. But when I read, and I've been seeing all the chat, some stuff ain't worth responding to. You know, some of the stuff that y'all arguing about in here or trying to prove your point. You can't prove your point when people's mind is already settled and that's what they feel, you know, about Dak Prescott. They ain't gonna never tell you the real reason why. See, I've argued with some folks, and I'm not accusing nobody here. I've argued with some folks years ago when Tony Romo finally recovered from
Call from Coach Marv. To accept, press 1. To send a
I ain't even called for it. I think he gone. Coach Marv, I ain't opened it up yet, but I'm gonna call you back. What's up there? I've argued with folks, and I've even gotten it out. They've admitted it. They just don't like Dak Prescott. You know, I've seen it. Let me just put it this way, James. And see, I like my show, so you know, you got some people who Shane, I'm not even talking about you because I know you. Shane, you've been with me for a while, but it's just the truth. You know, I have no reason to lie. I've been with folks who said when Romo came back, they wanted Romo to have his spot right back then and there. But Jason Garrett and the Cowboys organization said that Dak Prescott was gonna roll with Dak. And he took away what some people consider to be their Super Bowl chance of letting Tony Romo sit on the bench. And Dak Prescott, the insults and the narrative about Dak, let me put it this way, James, had nothing to do with football. So you understand what I'm saying there. And everybody in here understand what I'm saying there too. So it didn't have nothing to do with drop 5-step drops, 3-step drops, 7-step drops, touchdowns, interceptions. It didn't have nothing to do with that. It was a problem. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And the truth be told, what I done found out, I'm not exaggerating. I am in at least 20, I think the count I did. I'm going to leave it alone. But I'm going to say this. I'm in about, I think I'm in 31 Dallas Cowboy groups. So I see a lot of conversations over these last 6 years. And when it comes to Dak Prescott, a lot of it is about football. And I ain't talking about nobody here, because just about everybody here, I think I know and have seen y'all comments over the years. I'm just talking about the other stuff. I'm talking about the other groups. It's something with us. It's about football. But there are other groups that when it comes to Dak Prescott, it ain't got nothing to do with football. And I'll just leave it at that. Because some things I ain't got to say. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. Now, here's the other part about it. A lot of people camouflage the way they really feel about Dak by throwing up all this other stuff. But that really ain't what they really want to say. They don't want to be seen as let me stop. Coach Marv, I'm finna call you. Now, if I'm gonna go ahead and preface this right now. I'm not gonna talk about what y'all know I'm talking about. I like my show. I don't want somebody to lie and say that I'm all that. I kind of like my show. All right. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I try to use my words very correctly there. I did too. Coach Mom, I'm calling you right now. Phone line is open. Y'all let Coach Mom get through and then we'll go with it.
Big show.
You on the dance floor, Coach? I'm through.
Hey, listen here, man. Listen, I just want to, you talked about a lot of stuff that people are throwing up today. And I'm gonna kill some of those narratives right quick. So I can just tell you what, my concern about the Cowboys. One of the narratives, I want to correct something. The quarterback from Love.
Yeah.
He only won one playoff game. He did not get to the NFC Championship game. He lost in the second round to San Francisco. The championship game was played with Detroit and San Francisco. He only got to the second round. He actually did the exact same thing Dak Prescott did his first playoff game. Dak beat Seattle and beat the great Russell Wilson and got to his second playoff game where he lost to Aaron Rodgers with that remarkable comeback that Aaron Rodgers did. And he actually had better stats than Aaron Rodgers in that second game that Dak Prescott lost. So that narrative about Love has done more than Dak Prescott in 1 year that Dak Prescott did in his entire career, that is totally false. That is a totally false statement. He only got to the second round, and in the second round of the playoffs, he did not play well against San Francisco. They ran for almost 200 yards against San Francisco, but he threw two costly interceptions in that game that blew the lead for them to lose. So
those are facts.
But I'm not talking about in the windows. I'm just talking about facts.
Those are facts.
They're facts. So, and
not opinion.
Not opinion. And if you look back at Dak Prescott's career, his first game, he outplayed Russell Wilson. He had a rushing touchdown as well as he played. And they beat Russell Wilson and Seattle for his first playoff victory. And he threw for more yards and almost came back and won a game in Green Bay, but he had more yards. But Aaron Rodgers made that great throw on third down that got the game-winning field goal to win the game, and they lost that playoff game. Wasn't a bad game by Dak Prescott at all. So we forget about that. We let that go by the board. And Dak Prescott's first year, he was third in the MVP voting his first year as quarterback. Even though he had it all on his hands, but he had a good year. So we let all that go by the wayside. That's one narrative we need to get rid of. The second narrative we need to get rid of. Love is on his second contract because even though Love didn't play, Love was still a first-round draft pick. So first-round draft pick quarterbacks, he got some big money. All these other guys were first-round draft picks. So when they're first-round draft pick and they get their second contract, would they get the big money now? They've gotten two big contracts. They've gotten a rookie contract, and now they've gotten a big second contract. Dak only has one big contract, the one he just signed. His rookie contract was a 4-year, $9 million contract. Want to say that again?
No,
4 years.
They know it's the truth. They just don't want to talk about it.
$9 million. So Dak did not, and he was starting, and he had those things in his resume while he was starting as a rookie in his first 4 years. Won 2 divisions, had won a playoff game. He won a playoff game, and he played well in the playoff game he lost. And he was still making less than $2 million a year. So when we talk about Dak, we talk about now, but we got to remember, we want to talk about facts of what happened before. Let's go to the narrative about Herbert. Wasn't Herbert leading by 28 points in his playoff game that he let the other team come back and win the game? If Dak was up by 28 points, and regardless of what he does, he could not get enough points being up 28 points for his team to win. Will he have got an extension? Because Herbert got the extension the next year after he lost a 28-point lead to lose a playoff game.
So he better than Dak, though, right?
But those are facts.
You ain't. I know they're facts. I know you didn't make it up. I know.
Okay, let's talk about the other quarterback was in that same game.
Trevor Lawrence.
The other quarterback was Trevor Lawrence. How did Herbert get up by 28 points? Because Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions in the first half.
He was until Love just signed. Trevor Lawrence, the highest paid quarterback in the league with Joe Burrow.
Can I say something else about Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, okay.
At the middle of the season last year, do anybody remember they were one of the top teams in the league? I think they were like 6-2, 7-2, or something like that. And they didn't even make the playoffs.
Are you speaking innuendo, Coach Ron? I'm just saying. I mean, are you coming on my show lying to me? I mean,
these are the truth. This is the truth.
No, Coach. See, Coach, when you come on my show, you usually come in dropping bombs with facts and stats and everything else. I have a problem with you based off your reputation. You coming on my show lying about Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. You got to be lying to me, right?
And they got extensions after those.
Oh.
Let's go to tour.
Oh, okay. You got some more?
Against good teams.
Coach,
year.
Coach, are these facts or is this innuendo you got to tell
me? These are true facts. And everybody know these facts.
Okay.
Against good teams last year, I think they were 1-5 or something, or 2-6. Don't they know they was up 3 full games with 5 games to go, and they lost their division? And they lost the playoff game, and they didn't score over 21 points against no big team. Even us, they only scored, 21 points?
I believe Miami was something like 10-1 or 10-2 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that's what it was, because Tyreek Hill was going completely crazy. Yeah.
He got an extension. He got an extension.
Oh, okay.
Let's stay at Miami. Oh. Miami said they can't play people. They got Jalen Ramsey over there. Jalen Ramsey is one of the top paid cornerbacks in the league. They got they traded and got a defensive end from I forgot his name from Denver last year. Then they gave him a big contract, but he tore his knee up. But they gave him a big contract, maybe one of the highest defensive ends of the league. They have Tyreek Hill, which probably now is the 3rd highest paid player of non-quarterback in the league. But they still signed their quarterback to extension. So that narrative is not true.
Oh, okay.
So we just want to say, see, this is what the society does now. This is how things are going on in society now. We're going on. People just throw stuff up against the wall, even though it has no validity, no truth to it. And then we have certain people, they hear it and they say, "Oh, that must be the truth." But when I point out stuff like this, you can't tell me all that stuff y'all been saying in the chat is true, because these are facts. This is not This is how it goes. This is where we are. So now let's go to the Cowboys. Why we're in the situation we in now. A lot of y'all don't want to talk about it. All y'all think it's impossible to happen. Big Show, I think you think it's impossible to happen. Because we all looking at the big Cowboy stars say, oh man, we have been the most valuable franchise in sports history. But even Walt Disney is laying people off, and they're bigger than the Cowboys. Even Walmart can close the stores, and they're bigger than the Cowboys. Cowboys have spent money this year. They have spent money on all kind of other stuff. But they haven't spent any dollars. I ain't talking about what Dak Prescott cap. I have talked on your show 2 or 3 times and told people when they say the cap here is $55 million, Dak is only going to get $35 million. And he's going to get them payment every Tuesday till he get all 35. Every Tuesday, that's how the NFL players get paid. Every Tuesday till the end of the season for 17 weeks. They are not kicking out any bonus money. They have not spent actual cash money. They're 32 in the 32nd in the league of spending actual cash money. All these contracts could be done. These 2 contracts could be done, and I know you keep saying, well, they could be done. They could do them. They could get them done. Well, it's a possibility, Big Show, that they just ain't got that standard. Because listen, think about it like this. They signed Dak Prescott to this tour contract. To make it fit where his salary cap number is not crazy, it's going to be at least $85 to $90 million up front. That means we can't pay it on credit cards. Mm-hmm. It ain't no charge card. You got to sign a check for $90-something million right then.
Signing bonus.
And then the sign CeeDee Lamb, if he gets what Jefferson got, do we remember Jefferson got $89 million up front? So you got to sign a check for $89 million up front. That's almost $200 million of cash money. Now, this salary company number will be fine. Everybody will talk about what they make APR, what they make per year, but that ain't what the Cowboys worried about. They're worried about the money that they got to sign right then. When Jerry Jones said in the press conference, when he said in the press conference that there ain't no, this will take about 70 or 85%, 80% of my our cap money. Didn't he say that?
He said it, yeah.
You know what he was talking about? He wasn't talking about the salary cap. Because if you take 60 per year, 32 per year, 35, you say CeeDee Lamb at 33, Parsons at 34, Dak at $60 million per year, the cap is like $230 million. That's not 60 or 70% of the cap. And you know the cap number ain't gonna be that, but that's not the cap number, right? But you know what he was talking about? That's gonna take 80% of the money they got to spend in cash money. Mm-hmm. That's what he was talking about. And they're not doing that because they got other businesses run and they're trying to find a way that they can get around kicking out that amount of capital to get it. Yes, they can fit them into the cap. The cap gonna go up. Yeah. But they didn't. So I'm here to tell people who keep talking about those rich people problems. There's companies that are mega companies all over the world that are asset rich, but cash broke. There's some people that's on this chat that is asset rich, but cash broke. So when they get an influx of money, or they can try to get Dak or CeeDee Lamb to sign some 8-year deal where they don't have to put as much money up front, with guys that said, no, you got to fit this in 4 years. And when you fit it in 4 years, the average out of all the quarterbacks that signed and the receiver contract that's signed, that have signed this offseason, the average amount of bonus money is $72 million. The average. So if you got 2 players, if you ain't in that type of game, in that big dog game, you ain't gonna be able to sign them. Doesn't tell you you're gonna sign 3 of them. That's why they say it's a hard thing to do, because you gotta have capital up front. Because NFL has set it up, they say, well, if you want to sign people to get around the salary cap, the teams that got cash, liquid cash, that can write those big checks. Because remember, they wrote a big check for Dak Prescott in his first contract.
Exactly.
That's why Dak Prescott cap hit was never big until he got to the last year.
Because he got all the money in the signing bonus.
They gave him almost $90 million up front. And they're not ready to write that check again. Mm-hmm. And listen, he wasn't the highest paid quarterback. No. He was two quarterbacks higher than him, and he was $5 million under Patrick Mahomes, but he went at $40 million. He was the first quarterback to give you avoidable years on the contract. No other quarterback was doing it, so he did give you a benefit. But when I hear him talk, and I hear CD Lamb talk, two things, and I'll let you go. Two things we need to worry about when we talk about these contracts, and we don't need to fall for the okie doke here. Well, one, CD Lamb, I heard of him say that they asked him about the contract. He just said, it got to make sense. Mm-hmm. Do we understand when he say that, when he mean that? He means whatever they offer me, it got to make sense of a reasonable deal. It may not have to be off the ropes, but it got to be reasonable. If you go back and look at Diggs' contract, when we talk about beside Diggs' contract, that's one of the worst deals and one of the sorriest deals in the history of deals. But I'm going to tell you why he signed it, because he was flat broke, and he needed the money. So he let him do him any kind of way. And this is what Dak said yesterday. Dak says he has a responsibility to the league, to the quarterbacks in this league, to his teammates and the NFL players, not to sign something ridiculous contract that is nowhere close of what the regular people are getting paid. That's his responsibility. They tell all the players, don't take no crazy deal because you're hurting the guys that come in behind you. So if they just want to offer a real deal to Dak, they'll probably sign it. But then this is the craziest thing about it, Big Show. Somebody pointed out in your chat. The Cowboys released a statement that they say they done sent new offers to CD Lamb and Dak Prescott. See, this is a ploy. Oh, of course. This is a ploy to put it all on them, saying they the one rejected us. Yeah. They the one, we done gave them an offer. They're working because what other team do that?
Yeah, no other team. They trying to work through the media. They use the media as their tag team partner.
Yeah, we done sent them. So what kind of deal did they send them? Yeah. See, they say if the Cowboys send them the deal, they reject the deal, then who looks like the bad guy? CD and Dak. But this deal might have been, they might have sent Dak a deal saying, okay, we'll pay you $42 million a year and for 2 years and $20 million guaranteed. They might have told CD Lamb, well, your APR be, well, we'll move up to like 22 APR and you be happy with that. So everybody say, well, dog, they rejected the offer. The offer might be garbage.
Yeah.
But you put it out there that you did. But see, we got too good of players that good-hearted guys where they need to come out and say, yeah, we're going to talk about the deal that they put out there. And let's put it all on the straight because I'm telling y'all people, if you like that, you don't like that. Let's deal with facts and stop all this innuendos, all this what we think or he's a bus driver. Let's stop using all these narratives that people have put out there that has no validity. But we put it out there and now we pick up on it, and every stat, every game, it proves different. And when you go to a game that they lost, you talk about one drive, one interception, or they didn't score, and then you say, oh, this guy's bad. Well, a team of 55 guys, you point out one guy that says he is not the player he came with. That's why I hope that, for the sake of Dak Prescott, get your butt out of Dallas and get around fans who are real fans that would appreciate you. And then laugh because if you get out of Dallas next year, tell them, say, hey, still count me down for almost $50 million to your salary cap, and I'm playing someplace else. Talk to you later, Big Show. Appreciate the platform.
Awesome. Thank you, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know, You know, I mean, come on now. I mean, Coach ain't lied. Coach ain't lied. I mean, this just see when it don't fit your narrative, you won't be a witness to it. That's fine. But even though you're not a witness to it, you may not like it. Don't mean that it's not true. But he just hit y'all with the facts. It's not innuendo. It's just exactly there. That's what Coach just did. It is what it is. But you know, people won't accept it, and they'll continue on with their narrative, which they believe is the facts. The bottom line is that when it comes to quarterbacks, and we're talking in terms of what the title of this show was about, is it Dak's time yet? Well, it really depends on the perspective of that specific owner. All right, that's what it's all about. So for some owners, it's about production. Then the other owners, it's about upside. I think Jerry maybe, now leaning toward the production, but the standard is, it's the fan base and the big letter networks that keep saying the NFC Championship game appearance. That ain't Jerry, what I heard Jerry say. Jerry said Super Bowl. That's the standard that I've heard. While a lot of y'all who cheer for these quarterbacks that he was just talking about, when he just gave y'all the facts like Tua and Jordan Love and Herbert, Josh Allen, and all these type of people. It's about upside. So y'all can't talk about production about some of those quarterbacks because they ain't done nothing. So you definitely can't say production because especially somebody like Justin Herbert, they ain't done nothing. Huh? You can't say that about some of these quarterbacks, so you got to go off upside. My whole point is you can't change the narrative depending on your like or dislike for the quarterback. So y'all like Herbert, so you'll use excuses for him. A lot of y'all so confused that y'all really thought that Jordan Love made the NFC Championship game last year. He just beat us. They beat us. Y'all really think Jordan Love to get no championship game? But our 1 year, one year now, he's not the highest paid quarterback in the league. 1 year of starting. 1 year of starting. And now Jordan Love is the highest paid quarterback in the league. And whether you like it or don't like it, because the quarterback market is not, hey Drew, and the quarterback market is not about what have you done or upside. The quarterback market is based off of the way they get paid is who's next. The quarterback market is what it is. That's why Tua could get what he got. And that's why Jordan Love just got what he got, because the quarterback market is what it is. You can't avoid it. And now it don't go down. It does not go down. But for some reason, when it comes to Dak Prescott, y'all think that it's supposed to go down. It's not going down. So whether Dak Prescott gets paid in Dallas, and if he don't, guess what? When he becomes an unrestricted free agent, he's going to get it somewhere else. It is just the truth. And this time, if he don't get paid in Dallas, with Jordan Love cranking it up, we got one more gigantic piece that got to fall now. One more. And that's Mr. Brock Purdy in San Francisco. So it ain't about it's obvious it's not about if you top 5 or if you top 3 or you one of the best. It ain't got nothing to do with that because Jordan Love ain't no top 5 quarterback. Tua ain't no top 5 quarterback. So it ain't got nothing to do with the skill set per se. It don't got nothing to do with but it's obviously ain't got nothing to do with production because Justin Herbert was just last week the 4th highest paid quarterback in the league in the history of the NFL. So it ain't got nothing to do with what have you done. No, it's about who signed last and did they reset the market. And when the market gets reset, and if you got a guy that has something behind his name, and it don't have to be a Super Bowl. It does not. If you got something behind you got some credentials behind your name, you now can say, I want to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and you're going to get it. Because why? And since Kid Cowboy running his mouth, it don't make no difference about your record, obviously. Look at some quarterbacks don't even have a record. Don't make no difference about 2-5. Some of them are 0-0. Some of them are 0 whatever. Justin Herbert is 0 whatever. I mean, come on now. Ain't won nothing. He got paid. So it's all about the market value. The market value is going up. So Dak Prescott price tag, yes, just went up again. Thanks to Jordan Love. Don't blame Dak. Blame Jordan Love. Don't blame Dak. Huh? But like I said, it all depends on the perspective of the owner. And the 4-letter networks, the 3-letter networks, they got a lot to do with this as well, because a lot of people listen to them. With Dak, it's all about production. It's always been that way with Dak. Forget year 9 or year 8. It was like that with Dak in year 1 when he took over Romo's spot. It was about what have you done. With everybody else, it's about upside. Because they ain't done nothing. See what I'm saying? So it changes depending on who the quarterback is. It does. With Dak, it's been all about what did you do? You had the offensive line, you had Zeke, or young Zeke, you had Dez Bryant, then you had Amari Cooper, then you had this, then you had that. You didn't have no defense, but you had this, you had that. What did you do? Everybody want to base it off playoffs. So in other words, what did you do? What was your production in the playoffs? But everybody else, y'all changed the upside. All other thing that y'all say is, hey man, you got great arm strength. You got a big arm. You got an upside. That's what he's going to do. So y'all, you see, that's why I can't, because you don't stay consistent. See, you need one criteria for quarterbacks all the way through. If you don't meet the standard, don't try to give excuses. Is the standard Super Bowl or is the standard what you think he gonna be? I'm just saying, because y'all change it. Y'all got people in here who change the standard. If I throw out one quarterback outside of Dak, you'll say this. Okay, he's Justin Herbert. He has upside. He has a big arm. He needs coaching. He needs this. He needs that. And all that. But he has no production to show that whatever he is. Justin Herbert is the perfect example. Because a lot of the teams that he had talent. He did. On both sides of the ball. He did. You think exactly, Ted Cowboys. See, some of y'all, this is just the truth. That's why I can't put a lot of value in what some people say, because they talk like they don't know football. And they know it. They just don't like that. A lot of y'all, I got one better than this. She said they said Andy Dalton was way better than that. That he was gonna take his job. That's what y'all said. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all said that Cooper Rush, after he won his 5 games, he should be the starter. That's what y'all said. And then, of course, a lot of y'all sure enough saying that Trey Lance needed. I mean, good God. So that's why I don't even put a lot of stock. I don't even read the comments. I just saw yours, and that's just the truth. That's because they don't like that. Period. Huh? I get it. He's only been in the year, but what I'm saying is, but my argument to that, King, is this. See, every time you come out, I got an answer for you. Is this. You said most of these guys you're talking about only been in the league for a few years, not almost 10. Okay? A lot of people said this, King, that when Dak Prescott got $40 million a year, everybody upped the expectation, said, okay, let's go. Now you got your money. Now let's go. Let's go. Well, I need that same energy for Jalen Hurts then. Because I'm glad you're here, Drew. Because Jalen Hurts got $51 million. And he made the Super Bowl. He didn't win, but he made the Super Bowl. But he got the team there, and they paid him based off of, I guess, upside and production. See, Jalen that year fits into both production and upside. Okay, give you that. But just last year, Jalen Hurts didn't do nothing but lose, throw interceptions, lost 6 out of the last 7, practically gave away the division to the Dallas Cowboys. That's after he got paid. And he only been in the year for a few years, but the expectation went up. So I need the same energy for Jalen Hurts. Paid him $51 million though, Drew. The upside. In other words, when you get paid that, because this is what they said about that. When you get paid that amount of money, you don't go on the decline. No. You supposed to at least stay at the same level or go up and take it to the next level, not a decline. That's what they said about that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I heard about that. Take us to the next level. You don't get, and then when he went down a level, oh my God, it was talk every day. 15 interceptions and all that type of stuff. That's what they said. I don't care who he played, Drew. I played him. I don't care. But coming into the next season, the expectation wasn't for Jalen to go down like he did last year. No, it was at least to stay on. What was he? Matter of fact, since we say it here, what was Jalen? Jalen was second in MVP. He was an all-pro quarterback. Sound familiar, don't you? Don't expect him to go down. You expect him to stay, since he went to that level, you expect him to stay at that level, especially when he got pretty much the same players. Huh? So he was, which makes it worse, Drew. He was the MVP race then he fell off. Okay, he fell off, but you don't hear nothing about that. You don't hear nothing about the fall off. But you paid him $51 million. You don't expect him to go down. The conversation would have been, if it had been Dak, if he went down like it did, see what happened when you pay him all that money. That's what they would have said about Dak. Now, since I don't pay attention to Philadelphia, and I'm not in y'all chats, and I'm not on y'all looking at podcasts of Philadelphia, what I just said may have very well been said. I don't know. But I know what would have happened if it been Dak Prescott. Because see, Dak get it, and when he do produce, shit. Dak get ridiculed when he do produce. See? That's all I'm saying. The standard can't change. At least that's my view. Right. To change for everybody else. I understand they played less. But when you pay people money, guess what? The expectations go up. That's just the truth. They don't expect you to come down on a level like Jalen finished up last year. And I'm not talking about Jalen because I like Jalen. I liked him at Alabama. The only thing I don't like about Jalen Hurts is the uniform that he wears. I wish he would have went to another team. I really did. I really did like Jalen Hurts. I liked him. I loved the heart. I love his bounce back. I love that when Tua got the job, he took it like a man with class, and then when it was time for him to go back in, to save him, put him back in, he carried him over to the top. That's character. I love Jalen Hurts. I like him as a player. He had a big year for Philadelphia. He did. And you can't deny it. What y'all was, 15-1? I will give him credit. It is what it is. It's hard to go against a guy and all them losses one game. You understand? I love Jalen Hurts. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's the best quarterback by no means. Because I know there's plenty of them better. I don't think he's good as a pocket passer, but I believe he can win you a whole lot of football games because of the way that he plays. I believe that. But when you lose 6 out of 7, and I'm not here to bash on the Eagles, I'm just calling it like it is. When you lose 6 out of 7 and you are an all-pro quarterback, like Jalen was, you can't tell me that come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. That's not what we do. That's not what's supposed to happen. When you got all, especially when the Eagles jumped out there and then had a collapse at the end. See, if that would have happened to the Cowboys, we all know who would have got the blame, right? I ain't heard nothing about Jalen Hurts is the blame. I do hear about Dak Prescott being the blame. That's all I'm saying. Standard is the standard. It can't switch depending on who the quarterback is. It's either we all go by upside or we go by upside plus production, or we just going strictly by production. With that, it's all about production. With everybody else so far, all the names that we done called, all the little comments y'all done put in here, it's about upside. And upside, if that be the case, upside just made Jordan Love the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. And the only thing saying is, and y'all don't think Dak Prescott not gonna get paid, you're crazy. May not be with Dallas, but check him out in free agency next year. Y'all don't think so. I'm just saying. It's gonna happen. It's not happening to Dallas. It may be the plan of the Cowboys not to do it. That's fine. He'll get it. Drew says, how far is Dak gone in the playoffs? And it can switch when your quarterback doesn't produce in the playoffs. That's real. That's true. He's went to the divisional round. But Jordan Love went to the divisional round in 1 year starting. He's the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl. And at the time was, I think, top 2. Or was he the highest paid? I think he was more than Mahomes. So at one time when y'all went to the Super Bowl, Drew, Jalen Hurts was the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. And he fell off. So the upside kind of made folks scratch their head. But like I said, in fairness to Jalen, I will give him the credit because he was upside and production. He did produce. He did. He did have upside, I guess. You know, he did produce. So that was his standard. He's supposed to keep going. I'm not saying you're gonna win the Super Bowl every year. But certainly a 6-game losing streak or whatever was 6 out of 7, that ain't factored in. That's the last thing that the Philadelphia Eagles talk. I know better than that. Not with the team that y'all had. Well, I ain't talking about getting past the division round. You talking about playoffs now. I'm talking about quarterbacks getting paid, Drew, all 1 year. That's what I'm talking about. With no credentials, with no upside, but I mean with no production, but got quote unquote upside, and yet they're the highest paid. That's what I'm talking about. Justin Herbert ain't done nothing. Trevor Lawrence ain't done nothing. But yet they top 3, top 4 ever. I'm talking about strictly the quarterback market. I ain't talking about you losing 21-50. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about is 1 year wonders, and they turn it into being the highest paid quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. That's my only point. You talking about scores. I ain't talking about scores. That's all I'm talking about. And I'm saying because of the quarterback market is what it is, and it's all about who's next, just like Purdy is coming up, Purdy is going to get his. Purdy is going to get his too. And I'm saying Dak Prescott is going to get his too. May not be with Dallas, but you can rest assured once he hits the free agent market, it's going to be even worse than what you're thinking now. He ain't signing for no $50 million. It ain't going to happen. You still missing my point, Drew. You talking about seniority now. I ain't talking about seniority. I'm talking about producing in 1 year, and it turns into now you the highest paid quarterback in the league. And you weren't here, Drew, earlier, but like I said before, Dak could have had this same thing already done, except his personality is not like Jordan Love's and Tua's. Jordan Love and Tua came to training camp, didn't even try to put a helmet on. Put on their backpacks, put on regular tennis shoes, stood right in front of that while they was practicing, refused to put a ball in their hand, and they said pretty much essentially by their actions that we're not getting on that field until we get paid. What happened? Miami paid Tua, Green Bay paid Jordan Love. What did Dak Prescott do? Dak Prescott from day one went in all in, just going in without getting what he really wants, which is an extension. Our whole point for this whole show is that, maybe he need to change things up because it's obvious that at least in Dallas, when you poke your mouth out and have an attitude about the situation, you usually get paid. Marcus Lawrence did it, he got paid. Zeke Elliott did it, he got paid. Zach Martin just did it last year, didn't come to camp. CeeDee Lamb is doing it right now, didn't come to camp. I guarantee you CeeDee Lamb is going to get paid. Dak Prescott have given all it up because he want to be the good company guy. That's my whole point. You still talking about scores and talking about, all that type of stuff. That ain't this show. I'm saying Dak had the biggest way. Dak had the chance. Well, he still does have the chance, but he's not going to do it now. Dak had the chance to force the issue. That's my point. I agree, King. That's the way it's looking. I agree. Diggs already got his, King. Remember, Diggs signed a contract 2 years ago before he got hurt. So remember that. Diggs already got his. He gave him a discount. Diggs already has his. James is holding on to the point that Dak will still get paid. I'm assuming he's saying with the Cowboys, and that'll be at some point this year. So, who knows? I ain't saying he's wrong. I know one thing. If Dak Prescott get paid with the Cowboys, boy, a lot of y'all gonna be mad. Ooh. I'm just reading these comments now. Y'all gonna be mad if Dak get paid with the Cowboys. Oh, y'all got to come see me. Because I've been saying the whole time that Dak was going to get paid in training camp. So I got a couple more weeks, I got a little ways to go before it happens, before I had to change my tune. Oh, y'all gonna be mad if Dak get paid. I can imagine some of y'all comments then. Oh my God. Then y'all gotta hear me say, I told you it was gonna happen. I told you it was gonna happen. I mean, I already got that show already mapped out. Some of y'all gonna be mad. Ooh. You still missing my point, Drew, even though what you're saying is true. That ain't my point. That's not my narrative. I've been on here, good Lord, I've been on here 2 hours and 27 minutes. That's way past my time. But yeah, you're talking about another whole different show. I ain't talking about this. You'll say, King, that's what I'm talking about. Your standard is production. He's in his early 30s, Shane. He's in his early 30s. I think Dak is 31 years old. That's young in today's NFL. Especially when you got quarterbacks playing well dang near into their 40s. We got a long way to go with Dak if he stays here. And Dak probably will sign a 3 or 4 year deal. Guess what? He's going to get another bite at the apple. That time he'll be about 34. And that's still young. He'll get another big contract. It's going to happen. I see what you're saying, Drew. I know just because you think Dak going to blow up, I already get that you're an Eagle fan. I know. I see why you say that. I understand that. I'm just closing it out with y'all. I'm reading some of y'all. You say, I want him to get Robert King. How you doing? Says, I want him to get his. I like Dak over the retired Cowboys. Shouldn't take this long. Oh, Jerry said you want to see the tea leaves fall, So the leaves done fell. The only last person that we know gonna get gigantic money on this level will be Brock Purdy. That's the one that everybody else done got taken care of. Now it really is about Dak. Everybody else done got theirs. Purdy is the last one. Drew, that's unfair saying early 30s going to year 9. You gotta keep in mind he started when he was a rookie because Tony Romo got hurt and then Kellen Moore broke his leg. He was forced into it. He was young then. I agree, I ain't a Cowboy fan. What's up, brother? I ain't see you pop in. That ain't in fairness, ain't a Cowboy fan. Your statement is true. This is my brother, y'all. Y'all know I ain't a Cowboy fan. It's partially true, at least in my view. Because see, although what you saying is true, the Cowboys, they've done their job too. It is universally known that the Cowboys have had some of the best rosters in the NFL. So they've done their job. At some point, the players have to take some responsibility too. And you can throw in the coaching staff there as well. Because, see, some of y'all ain't gonna like this, but at some point, in order to be champions, you got to play on championship level. The coaches call the plays. The players got to make the plays. They haven't made the plays. So although what you said, ain't Cowboy fan, is true because they could have made the team better. But even in the fact that they did not make it better, it's not like they didn't do their job. It's kind of like the opening press conference. To hear the fact when Jerry asked the public relations guy, You know what I'm saying? They asked him the question. Jerry asked him, how many Pro Bowls we had? 14. And then they said 12 of them were first team or second team all pros. Ain't too many teams got that. I'm just saying. And even if you take out the kicker and the punter, okay, you still got 10 all pros. It ain't too many teams. It ain't too many teams that got those type of players. 14 Pro Bowlers, 12 all pros. I mean, we need the all pros to play like all pros, you know, in the moments. See that even though what you're saying, I'm not coming against what you're saying because it's true. But we need the all pros to play like all pros when the big moments come. It's the truth. So I think it's a team organization thing. See the way the structure Cowboys, and I've been on here too long. So here's the structure. Everybody, and I've always said this is the problem with the Cowboys, okay? And I ain't a Cowboy fan, I'm for to support your answer what you say San Francisco does. Watch the reason why. See, nobody argues about, y'all talk about Jerry and Steven, okay? That's fine. But Jerry got enough sense to let Will McClay run the draft. So really, we can't say Jerry and Steven ain't looking at no film. They ain't looking at no breaking down of the tape and all that type of stuff. They're not doing that. They leave that to Will McClay and the scouting department and throw in Mike McCarthy and the position coaches of what they like and all that. They ain't got nothing to do with Jerry. Jerry's just there when war room time. They take all of the information and say, okay, I like it. Jerry even has admitted that you know, he leans on those guys. So when it comes to drafting, nobody really argues about our drafting. We all say we draft pretty well. Okay, so since we draft pretty well overall in the last 8 to 10 years or so, we draft pretty well. That's not an issue. We got too much evidence that says we draft well. We got way too much evidence that proves it. Okay? So that's not the issue. The issue is after they draft and those drafted players get into the hands of the coaching staff. That's where the problem begins. And I'm factoring in the Jason Garrett's, and I'm factoring in the finesse style of Kellen Moore, and might as well say the finesse style of Mike McCarthy. That's what I'm saying. They're over. We already know Kellen Moore was flat out finesse, minus physicality. You might as well say the same thing about Mike McCarthy. And then when it comes to defense, shoot, prior to Dan Quinn, we might as well not even talk about defense. We ain't have nothing. We one of the worst defenses in the league. So when they get into the coach's hand, that's where the problem starts. And then that's a result of it. You see the result of it on the field. See, when you got finesse coaches, when you go against, like you just said, angry Cowboy fan, when you just go against a San Francisco who's flat out physical in every area of the game. Last time I checked, physical destroys finesse. I always thought that you had to hit a bully in the mouth. That's what I thought. I ain't think you could run around a bully. No. You finesse a bully with trick plays and want to get in the shotgun all the time and want to throw little babies with bubble screens and all that type of stuff. No. San Francisco says, we're going to line up right here. We're going to go to the right side. We're going to get McCaffrey in here, and we're just going to run over you. That's physical. Stop us if you can. Cowboys stop themselves. I thought physicality is to put your linemen, go and have them going forward, hitting people in the mouth so that when in the fourth quarter comes, they're tired. You know, where in the world your line can beat up somebody when they've been going backwards in pass protection the whole game because they're in the shotgun all the time. See what I'm saying? That's why we have a problem with physical teams, because we don't know how to be physical. That comes from coaching. So I don't blame the front office a lot. I blame the coaching staff because they draft well. They give them the pieces. You got too many all-pros. Okay, thank you, Kane. They ain't got a good defense, though, Kane. You say they have a same problem. They finesse. I agree. You say, but they have a run game. Okay, that's because Miami invested in running backs. What did the Cowboys do? What have the Cowboys done? What have the Cowboys done? It's finesse. Y'all know I'm telling the truth on it. It's the truth. That's why we struggle when we play at Arizona. You know, they out-physical us. San Francisco, out-physical us. San Francisco, when we played them and got embarrassed last year in San Francisco, that was just a flat-out physical team bullying a finesse team. That's the reason why the score was so bad. Bully ball. And if you can play bully ball, the history shows in the last few years, you're going to beat the Dallas Cowboys because we ain't figured out how to be physical yet. Teams decide we're going to run 200 yards against y'all. That's physicalness. We still finesse. Or we want to be physical. We just don't go, that go back to Jerry now, but we don't get the personnel to be physical. If you ain't got the players that can stop the run, go buy some. Especially when you got the money. So, see what I'm saying? So it's more of a team. I'm not gonna say they're wasting the players. I don't think it's the Jones. I think it's more of a team effort. We've had the best rosters you can put together. We won a lot of games. It's just when we run into that truck of a physical team, we know where to be found. Or we can't make the play to get past it. We went toe-to-toe with Frisco in the playoff game in Frisco, and guess what happened, Angry Cowboy fan? Guess what happened? When Tony Pollard broke his leg, Kellen Moore decided we can't run the football at all without even trying, and got in the shotgun and passed the ball the rest of the way. Didn't even try to run the ball. Had Ezekiel Elliott, had Malik Davis, had all that. I'm finna go take Cowboys. I've been talking way too long. We decided that that's finesse. It's a physical team. Made us one-dimensional. It was totally ridiculous. All right, y'all done worked me today about that. That's why I know it's going to be incredible if he does sign. Y'all think this show was something. Y'all waiting to Dak Prescott get fined. I mean, if he gets signed, y'all really going to lose y'all, man. Ooh, it's going to be so much hate in here. Ooh, I anticipated. All right, I'm out. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you Monday. Monday night, 7 o'clock. Monday night, 7 o'clock. We might continue this. We might continue this talk because there's plenty more meat on the bone, obviously. There's plenty of meat left on this bone. So we might pick this back up on Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'll be seeing y'all then. I gave y'all the best I can give. 2 hours and 39 minutes. Good God, I've been on here too long. All right, but I've had fun, man. I appreciate all y'all hanging with me. Y'all come back and hang with me on Monday night. Turn on those live notifications. Everybody hit that like button before you leave. Hit it about 20 times for me. I appreciate y'all. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, until then, guess what? Y'all know what it is. Y'all party on out of here. Y'all stayed this long. We might well just jam our way on out. We out of here, y'all. See you Monday, 7 o'clock. This has been the one and the only. This is the Big Time Show.